The lightsaber is one of those weapons that people have been trying to create in real life ever since the first Star Wars movie came out. A weapon of a civilization of the future, it is the icon of Star Wars, the light-emitting, metal-melting sword is one of the most important aspects of the series and life of a samurai. A samurai is incomplete without his katana at his side, a Jedi is incomplete without his lightsaber. Powered by mythical light crystals, both legends and canons have seen many variations, so in this video, we're going to get a virtual and imaginative hands-on for the 6 most powerful lightsabers and lightsaber crystals. This list will be based on the most powerful lightsabers that we've examined throughout our journey throughout Star Wars franchises. Number 6. The Karuska Gem Lightsaber. Karuska gems are the crystals that only occurred on a few gas giants like Bespin and Yavin Prime. They were formed when all the chemicals and metals found in the atmosphere were scraped together and bounded by the planet's extreme pressure and gravitational pull. Karuska gems were famous around the galaxy for their beauty. They were famous for their beauty as if a fire was burning within each crystal. They were the very gem that the planet of Karuska was named after in Legends continuity around the era of Luke Skywalker's New Jedi Order. Lando Calrissian had gifted a Karuska gem to Jacen Solo. To use within his lightsaber, when a Karuska gem was infused within a lightsaber, it became more powerful and stronger than normal lightsabers, able to cut through metals with relative ease compared to a typical ANAKIN lightsaber crystal. According to Lando, they can slice through transparent steel like a butter through a hot knife. Number 5. The Darksaber. Up next, we have the Darksaber, created by the very first Mandalorian Jedi, Tar Vizsla, and it is probably the most aesthetic and visually pleasing lightsaber in the Star Wars world. It was constructed around the time of the Old Republic and during the conflict between the Mandalorians and the Jedis. The House of Vizsla snuck into the temple and took it for themselves following the death of Tar Vizsla. Ever since then, the Darksaber had been passed down from generation to generation in the Mandalorian House of Vizsla, as a symbol of power among the Mandalorian clans. Unlike a traditional lightsaber, the Darksaber is distinctly black in color, shorter in length, and it fancies a flat and more angular shape like that of a typical sword. The sound is more high-pitched. It emitted a more high-pitched sound and seemed to give an electrical effect in response to its wielder's emotional state. What makes it deadly is its subtle magnetic effect that seems to attract the blades of other lightsabers to it. And it's also currently being speculated among the fanbase that it's more powerful against normal lightsabers. Number 4. Antares Sapphire Crystal. Antares Sapphire was a crystal that was a powerful tool in the hands of a Jedi, emitting a brilliant blue blade when used in a lightsaber. It was so potent in the light side that it was said to have healing properties coupled with a number of other effects that included bolstering courage and calming the mind of any Jedi who wielded it. The crystal was so strong with the light, in fact, that in the hands of someone of the dark side, it would heat up until it burned their very hands. The crystal was found by the Jedi Knight Metro Zurich during her banishment. Many Sith Lords at the time had desired to own this crystal and attempted to bleed it and corrupt it. Should it ever be corrupted, it would lose its healing properties, but the Sith Lord would be able to boast and prove that even the lightest of things could be corrupted with the dark side. Number 3. The Ghostfire Crystals. The Ghostfire crystals are almost completely transparent and nearly impossible to locate, being flung on random outer rim worlds. One can attempt to find them at the very peak of some mountains. When a Ghostfire crystal is used to construct a lightsaber, it will make almost zero sound whatsoever when ignited and produced a dimmer and more transparent blade compared to other crystals. The strangest quality of this lightsaber lies in its ability to create illusory images of the user's movements, which would undoubtedly disorient any opponents, denying them the ability to accurately know where the position of the blade currently is. This kind of power is terrifying when considering the skill of some Sith assassins. Even further than that, think about the effects it can have on the hands of an expert saber wielder. A truly terrifying prospect, and as much as I would hold to wield a lightsaber, that is the only one I would never want to stand against. Number 2. Nanton Crystal. Probably the strongest and most lethal lightsaber crystal in Star Wars that has ever existed. If you were a Jedi or anyone wielding a lightsaber, you would want to keep your distance from anyone with a Nanton Crystal lightsaber. Found deep in the crust of the planet of Twilight, it is very hard to find for normal beings, but Force users will be able to locate it much faster. This crystal can create a blade that has the power to literally eat other lightsaber blades in combat. The blade gets an energy absorption feature that would absorb the energy of other lightsabers that comes in contact each time they clash. It makes the opponent's saber weaker and weaker until the blade finally gives up and breaks. Nanton Crystal was also very dangerous against blaster wielders, as the energy is redirected from the blaster bolts would come back to the shooter twice as powerful as before. If this all weren't enough, the sound that comes from the lightsaber was the direct opposite of the ghost fire. It was loud. So loud, in fact, that upon clashing with another saber, it would let out a near-deafening crack with a large flare of energy. Number 1. Pontite Crystal. There existed a lightsaber that used a pontite crystal. Pontite being the rarest of all the digging crystals of Ilum. Much like the Enkari sapphire, it produced an icy blue blade, and when ignited, it would give off a cooling aura of peace and calmness of the mind to both its wielder as well as the people around it. This is the most powerful lightsaber due to its incredible feat of being rumored to have actually helped turn Darksiders back to the light. Due to this, it was a cherished and coveted crystal in the Jedi Order due to its deep connection with the light side. However, it was incredibly selective on who its owner would be, only the strongest, such as Luke Skywalker. It also produced a blade that was cool to the touch rather than burning you with heat or plasma. You would be burned from how cold it would get. So there it is, guys, our top pick for the most powerful lightsaber crystals. I hope you really enjoyed this video. If you want more, make sure you subscribe and check out the channel. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.